Oh my god, 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 oh my god. God, how much freaking health do you have left? Oh, that's not good. I did it. That was super creepy. Sounded like he was gurgling. Just audio. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh. Oh, that only took 20 minutes today.
Didn't you know?
3 hours, at least. For the boss fight, no, 3 hours.
For every race. Goodbye, Legna.
Aw, he still loves Legna.
Goodbye. Thank you for raising me.
You thank me still? You're a sentimental fool.
I do like his design in the corner there. Mission complete! Ah, yes, and the not moving cutscene.
Is everyone all right?
Noe, are you all right?
I've surpassed my father.
Welcome back.
The other dragons are fading.
I no longer need to become a goddess. No more dragons or gods. This is the beginning of a new world.
That's right. The world is finally free from the past. No one controls our future anymore. No one.
At last, the fate of humanity rests in human hands. It's up to us to create a paradise. Or a hell.
You're right.
There's no need to worry. Let's start anew, Noe.
Hey, don't forget about me. You know, I'm a fine senator. No, not merely fine. Outstanding. You have 2 allies already. You're lucky, Noe.
You're right.
Nana would never smile at me like that. I truly envy you, Noe.
Everything will be all right, my lord. Our future begins.
Okay, so if they were to ever make a sequel to follow this storyline, there wouldn't be dragons. Oh no. Wait, what's that? Yurik was my favorite. I like this. Yes, back to the first game. Sword just out on the middle of a mountain. Well, that was a sort of nice ending. And I'm pretty sure the credits are all the same, so skip. Still a dragon. Sequel bait, of course. Well, when we come back, I will have my final thoughts on this game. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, welcome to the last video of Drakengard 2. We are gonna just talk about the game, I think. And how it was. I just have to add these to my weapon wheel. So we ended up getting $300,000, and let's actually go back because there were 2 items that we ended up getting too as an accessory. Noe's Super Orb turns Noe into the new breed, so that's actually not bad. Nice Guy Orb turns Yorick into question mark. So those were the orbs that we ended up getting, which, okay, that's great for a extra playthrough or something if you wanted to subject yourself to that. So we beat the game in the last video, and it was excruciating. That boss fight was really annoying. I'm just gonna buy every item that I can. Like, and I looked at it when we were doing it as well. It's the same boss fight as the first ending, so they recycled the boss fight, which that's also disappointing. It could have been a different boss fight to get us to a different ending, because really nothing makes sense as to why it would have changed the ending for us having killed Legna. But I don't know as to what the... I don't want to equip, I want to buy. I don't know as to what the creators were thinking. I didn't want to... I don't know what's going on with my PS2 controller today. So, overall, was the game fun? Yes. I thought it was a decent sequel to the first game. I wouldn't necessarily say it's better than the first game. There are definitely things that are better about it. The fact that we can change to our own... Ooh, cuts MP expenditure by half. Okay. 10,000? Yeah, we'll just buy a few of those. There are more weapons, I believe, in this game. You get your extra characters more often. The fact that they do end up dying during the story and then you can't use them anymore is kind of a shame. Because it's like, I think Eris we got to use for Chapter 1, Chapter 2, then Chapter 10, 11, and 12. Yorick we got to use from like Chapters 5 through 7. Lady Mana was there for essentially the whole game, but then she loses out on a chapter because she goes frickin' nutso. And so it's nice that way, but the whole having to replay through the entire game twice over to get a different ending and really no extra cutscenes. Like, there was barely anything in terms of cutscenes that were added. The most obvious one is the one where Eris talks about getting her period for the first time, so you know she becomes a woman. But I mean, other than that, none of them were like really substantial. They didn't add anything to the game. Whereas in the first game, you played through the story and then it's like, oh, okay. Because you now have this character, you could go back to chapter 3 and get a couple extra missions in order to then be able to unlock a second ending that happens in chapter 9 or whatever. So you could jump around in the story. We don't need to go there. We don't need to go there. Let's do, I don't know. I don't want hallowed water. I don't even think I want soul flame, really. Heaven's Clock Tower. That's fine. We're going to do a free expedition for the last bit. The fact that like they essentially force you to play this same game 3 times to get a barely different ending at the end of it. And a reward that literally means nothing at the end of it. Because, like, what am I going to do with $300,000? I've already bought all the weapons that I can freaking buy. Needing to get every weapon to level 4 is going to be too much of a hassle, I feel. So I'm not going to do it. Because really, other than like background lore type stuff, it's not going to add anything to like the gameplay experience at all. Yeah. I need a picture of a sun. I don't even remember doing this free expedition. And if I didn't do it, that means it wasn't important. Okay, we got the sun key. Now, this game is better in terms of the fact that there are a lot more weapon combos and stuff that you can do with your weapons. Like, you don't just mash square 5 times. You can actually end up... Oh, no, I remember doing this. You can actually end up doing a lot of different, like, chains and stuff. And so that allows you to do... That gives you the opportunity to, like, not really customize your moveset, but make it so that combat isn't as repetitive as it normally would be. Ow. We ended up getting... that kind of hurt. So it does have that advantage. I think it has more weapons. So it also has that advantage. And the weapons don't evolve by kills anymore. They evolve by experience, which I think makes more sense. Because just some of the weapons to get those leveled up in the first game was kind of annoying. Some of the weapons in this game are really annoying because of the amount of experience that you need to get that to get the weapon up. Like, easily all the seal weapons are, 25,000 experience for the last level, and then whatever their other accumulation of experience was. So that's a little annoying with how much experience they made you get in order to level up a weapon. The story is a bit of a mess. I don't particularly think it's the best. Kayam was portrayed to be a bad guy, but then as you play through the story, he's actually the good guy, and you're kind of the bad guy until like the last 2 or 3 chapters. And it's a headache, honestly. And just doing the game over and over again. Now, if you end up taking a look, at our what am I thinking here? At our playtime, right? We had like 97 hours of playtime, which is not bad for an RPG. 97 hours is not bad for an RPG. I would actually have to look it up and see how long the first playthrough took us. But you know, that's 97 hours, not counting time that you were spent stuck on a level, and so you played it for 3 hours and you didn't get further in it. And stuff like that. Like Yaha, his boss fight, I was stuck on for like a week because it's just that brutal of a boss fight. The very last fight with Legna for the third ending, that was 3 hours in order for me to be able to get that. It was like an hour and a half the day before I got it, half an hour the day that I got it, and I want to say that I had tried for at least an hour previously. So it's for 97 hours to essentially complete the game. I mean, we could keep going, level up our weapons to the level 4, which would easily give us like an extra 20 hours. But then it's just we're playing missions just to level up weapons, which, I mean, where's the fun in that, really? And I mean, we don't have that many weapons to finish leveling up. A lot of them are no-way swords. Just because there's so many no-way weapons. Like, no-way gets so many weapons because he has to have short and long swords, which, why? Just categorize them all as swords. You could have easily dropped quite a few of the weapons. Actually, like, most of the short swords you could have just gotten rid of. Because, like, I doubt anyone would really use the short swords. Yeah, they're faster, but they're not as strong. And people in RPGs don't always go strength. They normally go like, oh, this is the most powerful sword, I'm going to use this. Like Dragon Quest games, essentially, if you end up finding a weapon that, you know, is the weapon that your character is using, if it's stronger, that's normally the one you end up equipping. So this whole, oh, let's have small swords and long swords, it's just, ugh. Now back to my thinking of like the time frame for it. That was 90 something hours, and we're actually gonna pause this here. I'm gonna find our first ending on YouTube. That was 97 hours to get 3 endings. So approximately 33 hours for the game. That's not bad. But when you consider that compared to other RPGs, that's right, I was looking up Drakengard. If you compare that to other RPGs, that's not much. And I mean, we're essentially done with it. Like, I know Dragon Quest 11, that's the most recent RPG that I've been watching somebody play. They've put over 100 hours into it, and they're not done with the game yet. Well, granted, Drakengard or Dragon Quest 11 is a special case because there's like 3 endings to that game technically. Free mission. Okay. I must have passed the first ending. Chapter 12. Okay. So 88 videos it took us to get to the next playthrough. So it took us 88 videos for us to get to the second playthrough, and our first ending took us 34 hours. Yeah, so it's about 33 hours per playthrough. But in order to inflate this to a 900, or not 900, a 97 to 100 hour RPG, just because you have to play through the game multiple times just to get that extra 2 cutscenes. Instead of just being like, here, you can start at chapter 12, here's a split off point. If they had done that, I don't think I would be as salty. Which, granted, there were a lot of weapons that, you had to get in the second and third playthroughs. But just even like creating split off points in the various chapters. Like, okay, do this mission, but do it in this sort of way. That'll create a split off point, which will then unlock you a free expedition to get you a new weapon. Like, that would have been a lot better, I feel. Instead of just being like, here, play through 5 chapters. That way you can get to, this point and then get a free expedition. It was not the best. I do know that the third game is not a sequel to this in terms of timeline. It is actually a prequel to the first game. Well, somehow it's a prequel. I don't know how it's a prequel. I just know that it takes place before the first game. So we will, when we eventually get to that, we'll see how it is. But so as of right now, this is the farthest game in the timeline, which it doesn't end on the greatest note for a continuation, really. It's like, okay, either all the dragons die and there are no gods, in which they kind of sequel bait because there's a dragon in that last cutscene. You could, I don't even remember what the first and second ending was. I think it was Eris becoming a goddess, or Mana becoming a goddess, or whatever. And so there really isn't a set-off point for any of the monsters, or not monsters, any of the endings. Whereas the first game, there were 5 endings. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. There were 5 endings, which there are so many different things that you could do. You had the normal ending, which then brought it to this game. My understanding is that the last ending goes into the Nair series. Then, let's see, you had the Fury Eye becomes a Devil Angel ending, which that would have made into a great like hacking or like fighting game or whatever. That would have been fantastic. You had the Chaos Dragon ending, in which Kayam then goes to face the dragons, and then you have the Everyone Dies ending. So there were many things that could have been done with those endings. Here, you don't really get that, and that's kind of the thing. And in terms of the characters, Noe was just grating on the ears. Didn't particularly care for him. I mean, his design looks cool when he's a new breed, but other than that, it's just kind of eh. So I think that's enough rambling and talking. I don't really need to finish this. But I have shown you how to get every weapon, and we'll just run through those real quick. Okay, so Noe for these are short swords, I believe. Yes. We have Noe's sword, Orin's falcon blade, Or's lion blade, savior blade, Evil's bronze blade, Thief's secret, moonlit beauty, seal knife, calamitous strings, voltaic tentacles, or seal knife, calamitous strings, mage's promise, king's blood, carrion maker, death dance, maiden's kiss, glory's bane, hunter's joy, flame burge, scream, hero knight, and hero's knife. For his long swords, we have Noe's long swords, seal blade, calamitous melody, pitch black, calf carver, bloody fang, silver butterfly, seal blade, calamitous verse, union, injustice, Kayam's sword, moonfire, Takamasa, Scald Song, Nobuyashi, Slaughterism, Soldier Sword, Guard Sword, Captured Guardess, Inuart's Longsword. For mana, we have Mana Staff, Knights of the Seal's Curse Staff, Seal Staff Calamitous Sonnet, Monk's Red Staff, Phoenix Curse, Northern Siren, Yaha's Staff, Dream Blossom, Wisdom, Magi Sorrow, Edicus, or Edicacious, or however that's pronounced. Eris, we have Eris' Spear, Seal Spear Calamitous Dance, Falcon Pinion, Haunch's Spear, Robber King, Victor's Spoils, Apostate's Misery, Sorrowborn, Ozymandias Might, and Tower of Warning. And then for Yorick's Axes, we have Yorick's Axe, Seal Axe Calamitous Rhythm, Zangpo's Axe, Broken Iron, Crimson Hood, Executioner's Song, Foul Blade, and Morning Thorn. So those are all the weapons. And if you want to level them up to level 4 just to get extra lore, you absolutely can. But I think that's going to be it for us. So I'm glad that I was able to get this done in 2019, because this has been going on since frickin' February, because I looked. So, I don't know if it will be immediate, but we will be coming back with a new LP. So thanks for watching, and I will see you then.